Assalamu alaikum guys, this is Afsar and welcome to a beautiful channel Afsar Ingenious.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। आज हम पाकिस्तान स्टडी का एक टॉपिक डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ 1956। पॉइंट नंबर 1 है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ 1956 वाज पास्ड फ्रॉम नेशनल असेंबली ऑन 29th February 1956। नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, द फर्स्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ पाकिस्तान वाज इन्फोर्स्ड ऑन March 23rd 1956। Next point, there were 234 articles of 1956 Constitution. इसमें कितने आर्टिकल थे? 234 articles. Next point, there were 13 parts of Constitution. 13 parts थे इसके. Next point, there were 6 schedules. Urdu and Bengal were declared national languages in the Constitution of 1956. Next point, the name of country was adopted as Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Next point, parliamentary form of government was introduced in the Constitution of 1956. Next point, the president was the head of state. Next point, the president was to be elected for 5 years. Next point, the prime minister was leader of the house and head of the cabinet. The National Assembly consisted of 300 members equally divided among two wings of the country. Next point, in Constitution of 1956, direct election method was adopted. Next point, Sikandar Mirza imposed martial law on 7th October 1958 and abrogated Constitution. Next point, General Ayub Khan was appointed as the Chief Martial Law Administrator. Next point, on October 27, 1958, General Ayub Khan took over as president. Next point, West Pakistan was established as one unit on 14 October 1955. Next point, in the formation of the first constitution, Chaudhry Muhammad Ali played an important role. Next point, the constitution of 1956 prevails for 2 years. मतलब जो ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन था 1956 का वो 2 साल तक चला. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ 1962, फर्स्ट पॉइंट है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ 1962 वाज मेड ऑन 28 February 1962. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ 1962 promulgated means enforced on 8th June 1962. Next point, the constitution of 1962 had 250 articles. The Constitution of 1962 had 12 parts. Next point, the Constitution of 1962 had 3 schedules. Next point, the executive head of country was president. Next point, the Constitution could be amended by 2/3 majority. Means उसमें कुछ भी change करना होगा तो 2/3 majority बनता है 66% है. प्रेसिडेंट वाज इलेक्टेड बाय इनडायरेक्ट मेथड. अच्छा, जो पिछले वाला कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन था उसमें था प्रेसिडेंट जो इलेक्ट होगा वो डायरेक्ट मेथड से होगा. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, द अयूब खान हैंडेड ओवर पावर टू यहया खान ऑन 25 March 1969. लीगल फ्रेमवर्क ऑर्डर LFO was issued by Yahya Khan on 30 March 1970. According to LFO, legal framework order, there was to be federal system. Next point, the primary function of LFO was to provide a setup for elections. Next point, one unit was abolished on July 1st 1970. Next point, elections were held on December 7 1970. Next point, according to Constitution of 1962, minimum age limit for presidentship was 35 years. Next point, according to Constitution of 1962, Supreme Court was the highest court of the country. Next point, as per Constitution of 1962, age limit for judge of Supreme Court was 65 years. Next point, Constitution of 1962 was abolished on March 1969. Next point, Constitution of 1962 remained for 7 years. Next point, Constitution of 1962 was abrogated by General Yahya Khan. इस वीडियो में इतना ही। इंशाल्लाह जल्दी ही नई टॉपिक के साथ हाज़िर होंगे आपके सामने। तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफ़िज़।